There are just a few days that you can really enjoy a convertible in India. But today happens to be one such day.
We got the top down, cruising at 65. The engine's roaring. It's good to be alive on the open road. It's so inviting on the open road. That's where you'll find me.
This is the new gen Mini Convertible, and first point of note, what a cutie. It's all of 3.9 meters long and is a car you can't help but smile looking at. The short overhangs, chunky body and stubby tail are modern Mini elements, and more than anything else, it's the smoothened nose that helps establish this one as the latest in the series. Those round headlights gave it a face you can't refuse. The small Mini does wear big boots with 18 inches standard for India. At the back, the Union Jack detailing on the tail lights adds flavor to the style. What is missed are the central exhaust pipes, which have long been an identifying element on spicier Cooper S models as the one we get now in India. Also, the roof doesn't retract to sit flush with the bodywork. The folds are visible and even obscure rearward visibility from the mirror. What is cool is that the tailgate opens downwards and can take up to 80 kgs. A nice place to view a sunset for those light enough. Boot space measures 160 liters with the roof folded. You can also drop down the rear seats to store more luggage if needed. Of course, one of the key talking points on the Mini Convertible is the roof itself. The fabric roof takes a quick 18 seconds to open and 15 seconds to close at speeds up to 30 kph. With the roof in place, the Mini has a distinct two-box shape. On a day of great weather, I don't want to give much airtime to the Mini with the roof up, so I'll address the elephant in the room first, the rear seat. Surprise of surprises, it's actually tolerable. Sure, the backrest is upright, but there's enough headroom even for someone like me, and there's legroom too. It's not a generous space by any measure, but for a quick spin around town, your friends won't complain. Till it's time to get out. And that's the last you'll be seeing of the Mini Convertible with the roof up in this video. It goes without saying that the Mini is a small car, and with the roof up, the cabin does feel quite, well, cozy. But fold the roof back down, you get infinite headroom, and for the lack of a better word, the cabin does feel airy. Now, the interior theme itself is a modern take on the classic Mini dashboard. So you get this big round touchscreen at the center, which is the centerpiece of the dashboard. You also get a head-up display. Now, the cool thing about this touchscreen is that it's an OLED display, so even in the harshest of sunlight, it looks vibrant and is very clear to read. The touchscreen itself, very slick to use, packs in lots and lots of feature, but there again is the problem. It perhaps packs in too many features. So for many functions, you'll have to go into sub-menus, and that can get quite irritating. But this being a Mini, they have made it look quite cool. So you get what Mini calls experiences, which changes the look and the themes, and all of them get their own fonts and looks, and it is a very cool feature on the Mini. You can use this screen as your instrument readout with the speedometer and tachometer, and the head-up display is also a very nicely done inclusion. So it'll show your typical features such as navigation, your radio station, audio settings, all that, and it puts everything in clear sight, so you don't necessarily need to refer to this central screen. And what's also cool is that the changes in themes also reflect on the head-up display. Now, as you might have gathered, this interior doesn't have too many physical buttons, but I do like this panel on the center console. You get a rotary knob for the volume controller, you get this twist to operate engine start stop switch, you get a toggle for the experiences or drive mode selector, and there's also a small toggle for the gear selector. The gear selector is a point of contention, which I'll get to over the drive experience. In terms of quality, there are some things which are really nice and some things which aren't quite in keeping with the price of the Mini. Things that I like include this chunky steering, really nice to hold. I also like the look of this knitted finish on the dashboard. What also makes a big difference is that the ambient lighting is projected onto this, and it does look quite nice when you're driving at night. The trouble is this knitted fabric is also, I suspect, not going to be very easy to keep clean, especially in our dusty conditions and if you drive with the roof down. On the downside, literally so, you'll find quite a few scratchy plastics here and also pretty ordinary looking power window buttons on the doors. In terms of comfort, at least the front seat occupants are really well catered to. The seats are nice and large and get powered adjust. The driver's seat also gets massage features. There's no heating and ventilation though. Now on the topic of the seats, this upholstery is not leather, though it might look it. It's a recycled material that BMW calls Veskin. In terms of storage and practicality, the Mini packs in a wireless charger which sits at the base of the center console and it holds your phone in an upright position. You also get two cup holders here. You get this little box between the front seats. The door pockets aren't all that large, but I guess you can fit in a small bottle. The glove box though is really tiny. In addition to all that I've spoken about, the Mini Convertible for India also packs in a punchy 12-speaker 365-watt Harman Kardon sound system, a reverse camera. There's also heated steering which does its magic when it's cold outside, but you also want the roof down. Making a comeback on the Mini Convertible with this generation is a sunroof mode for the roof. As mentioned, we get the Mini Convertible in Coupe-esque guise, which means under the clamshell bonnet resides a turbocharged 2-litre turbo petrol engine that produces 204 horsepower and 300 Newton meters. Of course, this being a Mini, it's front-wheel drive only with power channel through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Out on the road, it comes together so well. 204 horsepower in a car that's slightly larger than a Swift equals. This is a naughty little car that will make you grin on every drive. The engine is lively, it's energetic and responds so happily when you press down on the accelerator. There's a meaty power band to play with, so you can have short bursts of fun whenever traffic permits. Then there's the handling. The steering is weighty, but it is so direct. Now, in true Mini fashion, the car just feels like a point-and-shoot device. There is no delay, and I mean no delay, between commands at the steering and execution by the front wheels. It just wants to dart into corners. The Mini Convertible feels nice and tight. And because of where you sit in this small car, the mass sort of becomes centralized, which means the car feels like it's pivoting around you. Talking mass, the Mini Convertible is no lightweight. It weighs in at 1380 kgs. On the other hand, Mini claims a 0 to 100 kph time of 6.9 seconds and a top speed of 237 kph, which are big figures for such a small car. Helping straight line performance is the 7-speed DCT that's quick to upshift, though it isn't quite as urgent with downshifts, and this reveals a pain point. The thing is that the Mini Cooper doesn't give you any form of manual control. There's no gear lever and no paddle shifters. Why? In a car that's otherwise so involving to drive, it's just an unbelievable mess. The soundtrack is also not quite as special as before. There is a nice depth to the sound, and if you can isolate out the wind blast, you will also hear a few hisses from the turbocharger. But I must say, this generation of the Mini Cooper S doesn't sound quite as dramatic as the older ones. You don't get those pops and crackles, and actually a lot of what you hear is pumped out through the speakers. As for ride comfort, the Cooper S rides on 18-inch wheels and it's got short travel springs, so of course ride comfort is never going to be as good as a proper luxury car. But then this isn't a proper luxury car, it's a sporty little hatchback and it drives like that. The good thing is when you're going fast, say on a highway, road holding is really good. It feels ironically like a big and heavy car. In effect, you can carry big speeds with big confidence.
Convertibles are all about this wind in your hair feeling, and on a day like this, blue skies and low AQI, it really is one of the finer driving experiences you can have. The Mini Convertible comes to India as a full import and is subject to the full bevy of taxes and duties. Prices for this new Gen Coupe S convertible aren't out just yet, but we expect it to come in at about 55 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Objectively speaking, that's a whole lot of money for not so much car. Then again, a Mini isn't something you buy only with your head. It's a plaything bought because it makes you happy. For the way it looks, for the way it drives, and for the way it comes across as an antidote for a world that takes itself too seriously. Even so, many would draw the line at the Mini hatchback. A Mini convertible, or any convertible for that matter, isn't ideal in India, where it's either too hot, too cold, too dusty, too polluted, or just too intense to drive with the roof down. But on that rare day when everything falls in place, you'll be glad you had the option to lower the roof, because the resulting experience will be just so satisfying. Cheat sheet: if you need to get your CA on board, you can pitch the Mini Convertible as the most affordable convertible in India. Come on! Anil Kapoor! Anil Kapoor!